Good morning, everybody. It is Sunday, March 3rd, 2025, and this is our Board of Directors meeting for the Continuing Committee. My name is Charlie Plain. I am the Director of First Edition and current Chair of the Board, and I will have everyone introduce themselves in the order that you appear on my screen. So, Dustin,
Resistance is futile on the board. Director of Finance.
Adam,
Adam Barger, A Barger 7510 Ops.
uh, Chris,
I am Chris Sonstaby, lore on the forums. I'm the director of organized play.
and last but absolutely not least is Maggie.
Maggie Geppert, Chad the Adaxate on the board, and the
Maggie.
executive officer, who is currently distracted by posting the link to the forum.
Fair enough. Did you have a nice International Women's Day yesterday?
I didn't really notice it until late in the day.
Yeah, fair enough.
So sure. I was doing sciencey things all day yesterday, judging Science Olympiad.
Oh, nice.
And I guess watching a team of two young ladies kick the pants out of a whole bunch of other on the optics challenge that I was judging. So that was lots of fun.
Nice.
Yeah. So yes, it was a fine day. This woman was working.
Andrea, we were playing Uno yesterday, and Andrea complained that we were beating up on her every time we skipped her or reversed away from her because it was International Women's Day, and
Sure.
therefore it was a hate crime.
Mhm.
So, All right, let's get into our department reports. Again, if you are watching us on YouTube, you can post comments there. You can post comments in our Discord. You can post comments on our forums, and we will periodically monitor those sources and answer your questions and address your comments. So we'll start with our department reports with Maggie.
All right. Well, it's been a little quiet here. I've in terms of my EXO duties, not much to report on my projects that I've been working on. This is the busy season for work in terms of stuff that I have to do as my department chair. So, but I have been wrangling promos. So I have recently received prints for all the organized play promos, look really great. And I attended the Birmingham Masters, or Alabama Masters, as somebody suggested we should call it that. So big shout out to Mike and Matt for throwing a great show down there, and really enjoyed my time last weekend going down to Birmingham. But been a little quiet.
Yeah, it always is around the holidays and then a little bit past that, isn't it? It's just quiet until things ramp up again. Thank you, Maggie. I suppose I will go next, talking about first edition. We are about a month behind a little in our current 30th anniversary schedule that we announced back in November. Part of that was just me forgetting when things were supposed to go up. Like the t-shirt contest has been posted now, and that was supposed to be up in February, but that was just me forgetting that it was supposed to go up in February. But we are a little bit behind, but things are proceeding apace, and there seems to still be a lot of excitement out there about Premiere Remastered, and we were not anticipating people immediately asking us to do more remastered, so that's kind of a cool validation of the project. But we will not be doing any more remastered at that scale, except for the All Good Things, at least for a while. We are very nearly done with Project Rainbow, which is Dramatis Personae. It's going to be 18 cards, one personnel of each affiliation and a couple of support cards. That will be coming out in late April or early May, barring any disasters. We're hard at work on Project Pearl, which is Klingon Civil War showdown decks. Those are a lot of fun, and I hope people enjoy what we've put together. And we have several other projects in the can, right? Not in the works. Project Sousa is a bunch of runners up from the big March Masters we did 2 years ago. So it's stuff like 10 forward and the Picard facepalm and things like that. That's in testing. We have a whole set of new Delta Quadrant missions about to go to testing. So things are proceeding well in the design space. We are definitely looking for more testers to volunteer. So if you are out there and you're interested, please consider volunteering. Yeah, that's really the big news from the One world. All right. Shark is unfortunately unable to be with us today. He is apparently quite sick.
So I have a message from him. He's if you want me to do the
Please.
report, I can read there. So he posted an article at the beginning of the month with a set update. We had a bit of a stall out with the Project Hamlet, which is the set that is giving themes to the personnel, giving some support to Earth Space Nine and an Earth deck and the TOS personnel who had the Earth icon, because we're going to be taking the Earth icon off of all of the TOS personnel who have both of them. So Project Hamlet has been designed to give some flavors to and some support to Earth decks, and then some flavor to the movie era TOS personnel. So that's finally moved out of playtesting into production. That's expected in April. Project Snoopy is a small boutique product that's got that has cards in it for all the other affiliations. Since Hamlet's very blue, it's very Federation focused. Snoopy is a small boutique that's got cards for different deck types for different affiliations. So that's in play testing right now. There's a couple of other sets that are going to go into play testing very soon. So the Zindi are going to come to play testing soon. So I'm very excited about that. There's another set that's sort of going to get looked at for a first round. We'll see what happens with that. And then at the end of the year, a Voyager set around Year of Hell. We're hoping to see that come to play testing end of the year. And there's a set focused on outpost scientists that is in design right now. So there's a lot going on, and now that we've got past the roadblock that was happening with Hamlet, things are proceeding apace in second edition.
Excellent. Thank you, Maggie. And thanks, Chark. I hope you feel better soon. We do not have a sitting director of communications. I have been struggle busing my way through some promotion on the Facebook pages, but mostly only when we have a new expansion to go out. So I have not been doing much more than that. But anyway, moving on to ops with Adam.
Yeah, so we'll start out with shipping. Remo Giancola, who's the warehouse manager, has been dealing with a family emergency. So promenade orders have been somewhat affected. Charlie has some of the stock to get orders out if they happen to be aligned with something that he has. But I guess my message to the community is if you've ordered something from the Promenade, you're not seeing it, you're not sure if it's something that can come out to you from Charlie, let me know. We'll figure out the best way to handle your order to make sure that you're getting what you need. If that's something that we can do while Remo's still handling his family emergency. Bulk of my focus in the last month has been engaging with the GEMP team. That is the effort to put into place a modern rules-based online platform for Star Trek CCG. The focus is first edition. From that standpoint, I've had several very interesting conversations with the leader of that effort, and I'm going to be talking to him with a couple other folks later today, which should be pretty exciting to see what they've been able to be up to. And then finally, I don't usually speak about achievements, but that does fall under ops. There has been a little bit of conversation about how we can use achievements to sort of shake up the play environment. I've had a couple of initial thoughts and just starting that conversation right now. But for the community, if you have any thoughts about what you'd like to see from the achievements area to make players incentive to play fun and interesting things that are inclusive, please let me know because I think there's an opportunity space there.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah.
And now we'll head over to Chris for OP.
Sure. As Maggie's kind of alluded to, it's that in-between time where we're kind of in league season and we've had just a couple of high-level tournaments that have happened since the last board meeting. The Masters she mentioned down in Alabama and the Austrian Nationals also happened. Still a good number of locals have fired off and some online tournaments have happened too over the past, 5, 6 weeks. And we, in terms of what organized play has done, we got the regional article up, and with Charlie's help, we got those organized play promos announced. I think we might be talking about that a little bit later, but we are in the year of the Iconians. We listened to the feedback from the community and we switched from Vidian to Iconians. And honestly, a lot of hard work went in by Charlie and others, kind of moonlighting to come up with ideas on how that would look. And those promos, I think, look fantastic. So if you are interested at all in hosting Masters, Continentals, or even just getting your regional application in, please do so because the coordinators and I are ready and willing to flag all those tournaments as high-level tournaments, and we'll get your gigs up and running. So just let me know if you need anything else.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you,
as
Chris.
soon as I have kits produced, I will put those up. I will put those up for order in the Promenade. So you can apply for
Right.
regionals right now, but you can't buy the kits because I am literally cutting them right now.
Thank you, Maggie. So, all right. And then last but not least is Justin with our financial report.
So yeah, if you haven't already, take a look at the forums. You'll see the pretty much no activity from November through February, with the exception of course, the Masters prizes, which does remain one of our largest expenses, but that was done in February. So you see that, which was actually less than last year, which was good. Which means I don't know if they reduced their prices or whatnot, but that was good. It was nice to see a little bit of a decrease on those play mats because I know everybody loves them and they look amazing. And yeah, with that, I don't know if anybody else has mentioned or if I had mentioned this, we do have the small business tax credit. So the state, we actually don't pay anything to the state because of the threshold of how low the income coming in with the promenade sales. And so I don't know if I had mentioned that, but yeah, we don't really pay any taxes at all. So that's awesome because we don't like paying the government money.
Okay, thank you. Did anyone have any questions or anything they wanted to follow up with on any of the reports, really? All right, moving.
Just
Oh,
that, well, one thing, Charlie, anybody who's interested in running a Masters, make sure that your continental coordinator knows that, and that they let us know so we can put an order in for the promenade, because all Masters, Continentals, and Worlds promos are free to the organizers. We don't charge anything. And that's why our regional application fees are so high, because that's our major fundraiser for the year. So just a reminder to all of our listeners that that's the big place we make our money, is the regional promos.
And I do believe that high is relative. I think it's $25 and maybe $30. I mean, that can be high. I've been there. I've been on the $30 has to last enough for a week so I can eat, but it's not, hundreds of dollars or anything. Anyhow, moving on. Old business. We are still conducting a search for a director of communications. We've had an applicant. I have been extremely lax in getting back to that applicant. But I know we are definitely looking for more applicants. So if you are at all interested, we would really like you to put your name in the hat. I will get back to that applicant we've had so far, and we'll proceed apace from there. Period of review that just ended. We're all still here, so I wanted to make sure I thanked everybody who voted, whether you voted for any of us or against all of us. It's important that you put your votes in. I can't speak for all the other board members, but I really do pay attention to those votes, see what the temperature of the community is. So make sure you vote in those if you are able to. Did you have any notes or thoughts, Maggie, or anyone else want to weigh in?
Just a little disappointed in the very low turnout this year. Much lower than we've had in previous years. So I don't know if that was just people not believing in the process, which isn't, or if that was just everybody was busy and forgot, but and we didn't advertise it enough, or what have you. But I was a little disappointed in the turnout.
I wonder if any of that has to do with where those emails go. I mean, we've obviously been using the emails that they registered with, and those could be AOL emails accounts that they just never see the ping. As you guys know, I was on a boat in the middle of the ocean, and I totally missed the voting entirely. So, but to echo Charlie's comments, it is really important to me to see, how people think I'm doing. And I actually probably hyper focus more on the people who vote that they would like to remove me, because I really want to know what am I not doing to make them want to keep me around. So it is an important process, and it's unfortunate that the turnout was low this year.
Yeah, I can tell you this, that none or very few of the votes bounced. So they're all like, that's one of the reports that I get from OpaVote, is it tells me who opened, like, or not who, but how many people opened the email, how many bounced, and there might have been one or two that bounced, but not anything huge. It also tells me how many people have blocked OpaVote. So I think there might be four people who, in a previous year said nope. And so even though they're volunteers and they could, they've got the option of voting, they just like, nope, I don't care enough to see that in my inbox. So, which I think is an interesting thing. I would think that if you're reading that email and you're saying, hey, we want your feedback, the continuing committee, but once your feedback, hey, volunteer, I would think that people would want to answer that. But I guess for some people, no.
A little interesting.
Yeah, it may be worth spending some time this summer seeing if there are different ways we can get the message out, or different tools we can use, or methods. I don't know. So, long-term planning, and I know Maggie alluded to this, we've all not been working on this too much. I know in the 1E department, we've put together big initial push on stuff. We just have to really finish fleshing it out. But I do think we should make this a priority for 2025. But ultimately, that's going to be the next chairman's problem, which takes chairperson's problem, which takes us to new business. Our bylaws stipulate that someone can only serve for a chair for one business year. Um, and my year is up, so we need to nominate and elect a new chairperson. Uh, would anyone like to volunteer?
I'll volunteer.
Would anyone else like to volunteer? Chris aggressively shaking his head no. I know
No,
you can't
just
see me, but I am also aggressively shaking my
I'm
head no. I can't do it, but
subtly, not aggressively, but yes.
all right. All in favor of Adam being our new chair, say aye. Actually, let's do a roll call.
Sure.
Maggie, yay or nay?
Hi.
All right. Justin,
And
all right. And Adam
Yay.
and Chris.
I
I also vote aye, so the motion carries 5 votes to 0, unanimous. Adam, congratulations. You will be the chairperson as of the end of this meeting.
Thanks. I look forward to scheduling meetings and leading the agenda every month.
Absolutely. I'm sure you'll do fantastically.
Thank you.
Excuse me. We are now approaching the end of our business, so if you do have any questions, if you are watching, please post them now so we have a chance to get them before we get to the public comment period. I wanted to briefly put on the agenda. We've been having some trouble with our website post lately. Nothing major. They're still up and working most of the time, but there have been some glitches. There was a day a couple weeks ago where the site was just straight up down. It looked like we had forgotten to pay the bill. That wasn't the case. The bill is paid. The domain name's bought through like 2028, I think. Um, but the host it's we've been with the same host forever, like as long as the continuing committee has existed. We've only upgraded the package once or twice, I think. Adam, I'll let you really talk more about this if you're interested, if you want to, because it's your department. But
Yeah.
we just wanted to acknowledge that our current host is largely very good, but there have been some problems. So
Yeah, the problem that we experienced a couple weeks ago was not ideal. It caught us a little bit of heat on social media, unfair heat, I think, because our bills were paid. But regardless, it's not the face that we want to be presenting publicly. And then sort of putting that aside, there's been discussion in the programming team about our host anyway, because to Charlie's point, we've largely unchanged our package throughout the entire history, and technology advances, right? And when you don't change things, you end up not being able to use technology, and we'd like to use that new technology. So I think it's worthwhile for us to formally explore the options at either upgrading with our current host to get better service and more modern features, or if that's not possible, what's within the art of the possible with potential other providers.
yeah, absolutely. So main takeaway, we know that was kind of sucky. Um, I get blown up every time it happens. I get 5 or 6 text messages or WhatsApp messages saying, "Hey, the site's down." And most of the time it comes back up by the time I go check it. But in this particular case, it was down. I had to call our host. They said it was fine because it had just come back up. And then like 30 minutes later, it was down again. So I called and they fully like restarted everything and it came back up. And it's, like I said, it's up far, far, far more than it's down. Um, but it has been going down a little bit more often. And as you mentioned, the programmer would like to have some new shiny toys. So we may be looking at a new website hosting solution here. But we wanted to just acknowledge the bills are paid. So if this happens again, it is not a we didn't pay the bill problem. It is a weird technology problem. And I do appreciate getting notified when it happens. So don't not text me. But yeah. Did anyone else have any other comments, questions, anything else anybody wanted to bring up?
I just have one quick programming note I noticed while I was looking for the results from Masters for this Alabama event last weekend. It looks like only one event is in. The two event Tribbles event and some of the side events are all just say that they are in process or that the results haven't been turned in. So if you attended Masters and you know who ran that event, or maybe if it's even if Michael might have those scorecards or whatever, just let me know. We can certainly get that event added and processed for you if you need help. Just let us know.
I'll send Michael a text.
I was just surprised. It says that Matt S was the TD for that, but I'm not sure who that is.
Matt S is IQ 542. Mike Gillespie is Dirk for a day. I have Mike Gillespie's number. I'll text him and be like,
Okay.
hey man, can you put the results in for Masters?
Well, and if they need help, certainly I can go in and edit it and do it. I just was surprised that it happened a week ago and it's not in yet. It's a little weird.
Our standards are high.
I'm just trying to make the programmer's job easy because whenever you put a big event like that in like later, then you got to rerun all the tournaments that happened after it, right? Especially
Brian Sykes just said Matt S hasn't entered the results, but we're aware of it. So apparently they're working on it.
okay, cool.
So,
Yeah, I was more surprised than anything, not calling anybody out.
fair enough. I do not see any other comments on our YouTube chat or our Discord. Let me look at the forums real quick. I know the time change probably has everybody off their game. It has me off my game.
Yeah, you and poor Justin have been up early.
Yeah, I had my alarm set for 6:30 because I wanted to get up and get a few things done, and then I was like, nope, nope, nope. So I hit snooze for an hour.
Yeah,
I've only
no
been
pun
awake
intended.
about an hour, but oh man. Uh, okay. Was there anything else anyone wanted to bring up?
Nope, I'm
All
good.
right. Can I get? Oh, you know what we didn't do? I'm sorry. We didn't approve the minutes. We need to do that real quick.
Oh,
Has everybody had a chance to look over the minutes from our last meeting? And can I get a motion to approve?
I will move to approve the minutes.
Second,
All right. Anyone opposed to approving the minutes from our last meeting? Then I will take your silence as approval. Those minutes are approved. And now I will again ask for a motion to adjourn.
motion.
I'll second.
All right. All in favor? Aye.
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 All right. We are adjourned. Thank you all for coming. And we will see you in about 6 to 8 weeks under the helm of the capable